Hey everyone, so welcome back to my video. This week, as I mentioned in my last video, I'm going to talk a bit more about my pregnancy journey with Walter, who is my first child, and kind of how that went for me. I might talk a little bit about making choices on where I was going to birth and things like that as well. Okay, so when I was first pregnant, we were living, obviously we weren't married, and I mentioned how we got married, and then we actually were living in Caboolture. For the first part of my pregnancy, I didn't do a whole lot of planning, and I didn't worry about anything. It was very, very different in terms of my thoughts on the events that were going to happen and how it was all going to play out. I come from a family of 9 kids, and 5 of them were born at home, and I had been, for the ones below me that I was old enough for, I had been around for all of them, and so it was nothing new to me to see a birth. It was nothing new to me to be at home, and as it is portrayed a lot in our society as a very scary event, a medical event, and there's a lot of fear surrounding birth in general, which I find really sad. But with my first birth, I'd never experienced it, and also with my upbringing, the only first-hand experience of someone else was very positive and comforting. It was an exciting thing. So I'd go to church, for example. I'd go to my church and I'd say, I was kind of fairly further along at that point, and they'd kind of ask me about it, and are you scared? And I didn't know what to say, because I honestly wasn't scared. I didn't know the meaning of the word to be scared about, labor and birth. So that's something that was definitely not something I ever experienced. So I didn't have a lot of time to kind of think about what I was going to do, what my plans were, what I was thinking of how I would like it to go, because for the most of my pregnancy, we didn't really have a stable home. So when we got married, we moved to Caboolture with my mother-in-law's friends, and we lived there for a little while. I don't know exactly how long. But then we really wanted to be in a house and have our own place. So we started looking and ended up finding a place down in Ipswich. And that was really good. It was really very much of a godsend, because we weren't looking for very long. It was our first rental, which can sometimes make it difficult to be approved for somewhere. But it was like our 3rd day of going and looking at houses and applying, and it was a house that we had applied for the day before, and we got a call on our way to go see another house. It was a unit, I think, and they're like, oh, you've been approved, Jack, you can move in. So that was like a godsend. It was definitely, he had put that house there and he wanted us to have that house. It was amazing. So that happened pretty quickly. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we were moved. And thank goodness for my dad and for a good family friend of ours, who helped us move from all the way from up Caboolture all the way down here. Thankfully, we didn't have much stuff at that time, so everything fit in our one load. We had my dad's ute, and then we had a friend's family card. I'd also filled up our little car that we were borrowing at that time with boxes and everything, so it all fit for one drive down with the 3 cars. Oh, plus we had a trailer on the back of my dad's ute, so that really worked out well. So once again, I'm not thinking about labour. I was getting clothes, I was thinking about items that I would need, so like a bassinet, a change table. I was planning on doing cloth napping, but that didn't end up happening. I got a few cloth nappies. Yes. yeah, but that didn't end up happening, unfortunately. It wasn't until we had been in our house for quite a little while. We moved in about May 2015, and no, we didn't move in May. We moved in must have been either late March or early April, I'm not exactly sure. And I was about 37 weeks when the doula that my mother had used for my brother's birth, which was in December the year before, I didn't have the money to have her as my doula, but she was lovely and had agreed to lend me her birth pool and to come see me a couple of times. So by this time, 37 weeks, I think it was around 30 weeks that I fully, was like, okay, I'm gonna have a water birth. And yeah, she let that to us. My mother had a water birth and I was at that and loved seeing that. I'd watched a lot of births on YouTube about water births. And so that was brought over and she came over, I think, twice before I gave birth, and we just sat down and she was great. Like, she has so much experience, over 200 births, worked in hospital, out of hospital, with midwives, without midwives. Like, she's been to all the conferences, all the learning, all the learning days you could go to just continue her knowledge. And so I trusted her completely. And I'd kind of met her a few times when I'd been around, asked to be there to meet her, since I was going to be at my brother's birth. So my mum had asked me to be around so I'd know her. And so at 37 weeks she came around, I think it was the first time, and we just talked. She kind of explained different things to me, kind of the what ifs, writing down a few things. So the second time she came, my mum was there, and we talked about which side of my hips was wider, because each woman has one side that opens up more, and that is usually, like, if you have a bit of a difficulty in the labour or kind of moving baby down, then it helps sometimes to find that side, that position that opens your pelvis up bigger. And so we kind of figured that out, and it was very interesting because I never knew that. And she told me about how when a woman's in labour, she has two different parts of her brain, and so when she's in early labour, she's kind of in one side of her brain, and she can kind of be aware of things and more kind of outwardly aware. But then once she kind of hits a certain stage in her labour, she'll move to the other side of her brain, where she's just in her body and with her baby, and not aware really of everything going on around her. So she was a very knowledgeable woman, and I learned a lot from her. So I had those visits with her, and they were very helpful. I'll backtrack a little bit. As I've never had a baby before, I don't really know what pregnancy was like, obviously, and I think it was around about 25 weeks. It was somewhere around there, because it was when I was having my baby shower. I don't remember when I had that. I started producing colostrum. I was weirded out, like, what's this? And my mom was like, oh yeah, it's colostrum. So that was awesome. Husband's calling. I'm back. Okay. So yeah. Now, what I was talking about? What was I talking about? Okay, so what was I talking about? Colostrum. So that was when mine came in. That was my first experience. I didn't gain a whole lot of weight. I gained a normal amount, but it was only maybe 10 kilos. It wasn't too bad. Something else that happened during my pregnancy was when I was 30 weeks, when we were 30 weeks, I was still living in Caboolture. And started having Braxton Hicks, but they were really regular Braxton Hicks. And that kind of was like, oh, this might not be good. And they, every now and then they'd kind of be a little bit pinchy. So we decided, I talked to my mum, and we decided that we'll go into the Caboolture hospital to kind of see if we could stop them, because we didn't want them to continue obviously for 30 weeks. And we went in and they said, yep, you know, the contractions, we can give you this pill. I don't know exactly, I remember what it was, but they didn't really tell me a whole lot about it. And that would stop the contractions, or at least we hoped that it would. And so they gave me they gave me 2, but it was like 1 in the 3 hours, and then after the 3 hours they gave me another one. And then my contractions dipped off and they were fine, and he wasn't coming, which was relief. And so they was like, oh, you know, we won't need to give you the next dose of them. So I didn't end up going into labour, which was awesome. But then later that morning we were getting ready to go, since I could leave, and I went to the loo, and on my way back, like I remember getting off the bed and then coming out, my heart was beating really fast, and I'm like, this is really strange. And I come back to the bed and I sit down, and I said to Keelan, I said, my heart's beating really fast. And he goes, okay, well, we'll just lay down. And I lay down, and it just gets faster and faster and faster, and I'm just like, oh, this is really scary. Because you need to call someone, So he went and got someone. They come in, and honestly, it felt like they were taking forever to do everything, because she came with the machine. She's like, okay, lie all the way back down. I lie all the way back down on the bed, and she slowly puts the little things on my chest to do the, I can't remember what it's called, to do the little test on your heart. And that seemed like she took forever to do that. And I'm lying there, and it was honestly one of the most terrifying things I've ever been through. As I'm lying there, my heart's just like beating out of my chest. I think I was getting like 190 beats, between 180 and 190 beats a minute. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, and it was so scary. Like, it was going so fast. I was crying. I was like squeezing Keelan's hand, terrified. And she's like, oh, you know, just do this. Like, oh my gosh. But it turns out, after kind of looking into things and looking at what they gave me, and side effects of the pill they gave me to stop my contractions can actually cause, I can't remember exactly what the name was, but it was an arrhythmia, which makes your heart beat really, really, really fast. It's really dangerous. Like, if your heart beats over a certain amount of beats per minute, like so you can have serious damage or possibly die. That's really good. And so I had the scariest time of my life. I actually ended up making a complaint to the hospital, and they sent a formal apology to me because they did not give a full explanation of that particular pill. So I wasn't fully informed. So that was a bit disappointing. But definitely, yeah, not something I want to relive again anytime soon. Since then, with both pregnancies, I've had times like, and I know now that it was anxiety, but like I thought there was issues with my heart. So I've had a few different like heart tests done, and I had a monitor on, 24-hour monitor one time, and they didn't find anything. So after they did that, I was like, okay, well, it must be okay. They tried to tell me that, oh, there might be an issue. You might have Parkinson's 1 syndrome. That was ruled out because that possibility was caused because of what they, like the pill that they gave me, and I'm fine since then. So next week I'm going to talk more about, delve into why I chose a home birth, and have a bit more of the details that influence that more so than growing up, experiencing that, and also I'll talk about the care I chose, kind of the reasons behind that as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry, I kind of felt like it was a bit all over the place, like I jumped from time to time, but I was a bit distracted with this one down here. So anyway, I will wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry that it was a bit hectic, but I hope you still got the information anyway. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I would love to be able to answer them, or try to answer them, or direct you somewhere to get better answers for them. Please make sure you click subscribe and like if you like this video, and I'll see you guys next week in my next video. Quick, I gotta go. Bye.